Welcome back. For some reason I get the... So, I completely forgot what it was that I did. Or was supposed to be doing this time, and what I did last time. My to-do list says I need to go see Murray Man right now, but I feel like... I just reviewed like a few seconds of footage of the last video, and I went into the Shady Shoals at one point and then promptly left. I'm not actually entirely sure what was happening. Is it just the... I went in there and then didn't see them and left? I think one issue is that there was the one time they weren't there, and now I get paranoid about them not being there. But I think they're just not actually visible the instant you walk in. I think you have to walk forwards a little bit, because they're both Murray Man and Marker Boy on the left and right sides of the screen. And the game explicitly tells you to go to Shady Shoals right now, so... Yeah, I think I just walked here, didn't see them, and then left, but... Yeah, they're here. I don't know what I was thinking last episode. Actually heard me this time, convenient. Oh, Murray Man gives you this ability. I forgot that. I thought Sandy gave you this one. As demonstrated. Again, of course, it's very context sensitive, so in the majority of cases, all you actually get to do is just go across certain platforms. So again, like every other power, it's basically just a key. But in theory, it's also helpful against enemies if they happen to be near you when you use it. Confront the flounder. Imagine he just ignores. Imagine he just ignores me now. Yeah. And the usual Brockable yelling at me, I imagine. What show? Like, is he watching? Oh, like a show that he watches on TV, or? Will do. I better get a reward for this. What's like? I don't blame him for not wanting to watch the static, I guess. Well, I mean, you guys got comfortable. You're standing there. And okay, it's our show in the sense of us watching, and our show in the sense of actually of them being in it. Okay. And no reward whatsoever. Joy. Still cannot go normal layer. So of course the game tells us immediately to go back to Industrial Park, but that's not too much of an issue since we get to go right back to where we were once we take the bus stop there. So it's not actually that much wasted time this time around. It's just a quick detour coming back here, I guess. Oh. But now we can go all sorts of new places, so we could in theory just explore everything now. Because now we have all the abilities in the game. But I think I'll hold off. I always jump too late with that guy. I jump, but you jump so slowly in this game. In terms of how quickly you rise above the ground. But I'll just finish this chapter and then we can go explore next chapter. What ammo? This is a good place to have some health on you, so might as well. There you go. Alright, up we go. Now we can cross these platforms. Actually, it's kind of wasting time, but... So in the PSP version, I remember pretty distinctly that if you walked over here to the right, I believe it was just to the right of where I am. On the other side of this wall, you could see the flounder when you first came here. Even before you went back to talk to Rain Man. I don't see the flounder there this time. Is he standing somewhere else or something? I don't remember if he ever moved after you spoke to Mermaid Man or anything like that. So this just means you can jump on these platforms now. Not especially exciting, I admit. But it means we can get everywhere we want now, so it is useful. So before... Actually, I can't get over there. Huh. Maybe he was just standing in some weird, random, inaccessible place. It was a while since I last played this game on the PSP, of course. How did you guys even get here? I mean, presumably people work here and whatnot. It's an industrial park after all. It's kind of the idea. Like, this isn't just like some horrid place that kind of came to being and it's not safe to go there. Like, this is a place that people made and that people work in. So it's actually not too weird, I guess, that people are here, even though for some reason for me it's so extremely hazardous to navigate. Fortunately, the second half of this place is a little bit less featureful than the first half. Most areas in this game have some portion where you eventually go far out from where everything else is and there's just kind of nothing in the background anymore. And this place is included. Hold on, dude. So we could go further and eventually loop around, I think. Back to the beginning of the area. Oh. Because essentially the industrial park is one big... linear area with a loop. It always surprises me when I actually jump faster off of that pole by going backwards. I don't know why you jump faster when you go backwards, but do I want to go over this way or not? I'm gonna have to come here next chapter, I know that. I don't think... There might not be any reason to come back here yet. I do remember that I wasted a good deal of time coming here unnecessarily the first time I played this. But I think there's something you need to come here for earlier on, and then something you need to come here for later on. I think you do have to come back and go back and forth multiple times. Or maybe you might be able to minimize trips if you know what to do in advance, like you could in Gulf Forest. Look, I had a whole film about that, and I probably made that exact comment last time I played this too. I have no recollection. Those went out of style 20 years ago. No kid wears those today. What's the point of being a supervillain if you're just gonna say, never mind, as soon as you encounter a superhero? It's kind of weird. Yeah, and this... not always very climactic, this game. Ask for no payment. Yeah, I noticed. I wish I got more of that, actually. Goes to work. I'm late. Weren't you late for work, like, a few hours ago? Where have you been? You didn't go to work. Well, cool, but we all have customers anyway, so whatever. Also, who broke the window behind me? I never noticed that. Squirtin is strangely smug about this. Yeah, so basically you have to go over the whole world again now. I think this chapter's just longer than the others or something, I don't quite remember. But I believe this is the last one. That's weird. Still nobody ever taking that order. I don't believe Scooter. I think he's just making stuff up to mess with us. Because evidently there's not been anybody here. Was there anything to do with plankton this time? I don't quite remember, but we might as well check. Not quite as exciting in here as it was in the Bottom game. This door is such an ominous door in Bottom, since it leads to the final boss and whatnot. And the final boss is in an arena that's somehow larger than the entire jump bucket by like a factor of 10. Anyways. That when they jump up into me. So, the main thing to do now is just to explore all the different places we have access to now, since we can go everywhere. But I think I might take things kind of slowly, and head first to... no, Mr. Krabs is not at his house. Mr. Krabs is with his mother, where we can actually go now. And again, we strictly speaking actually got access to the entirety of the world at the end of the last chapter. I just didn't bother. I don't think there's any reason to run around sooner rather than later. I think I might have done that last time I played the game. I don't remember if I immediately took the chance to go explore every area in the game. And if I do miss something on this playthrough, then it's not that big of a deal anyways. I think there should be one health upgrade left. Oops, I did not see you there. Because there is still room on the HUD. Oop, darn it. Actually, I can show you right now. There's room for one more bubble in the top left, my health meter. And I have the icon for an active power visible. Funnily enough, despite being the simplest, I think this is actually, or the first power at least, not necessarily the simplest. Ow. I have the most difficulty drawing this one particular shape, I think. Dude. Oh, did I get healed at the beginning of this chapter too? I did. Well, that's been going to waste pretty quickly. Darn it. It's the only time I'm ever at full health in this game. Also if I... Oh, I thought I was fully on jelly, actually. Also, if I get a health upgrade. Yep, no sea needle. Are there multiple icons for not being able to go somewhere? I think, doesn't the Mermalayer have a different icon over it? Or does it have a lock? I thought it had like a red crossover or something instead of a lock. Oh, could be wrong. There's a surprising amount of stuff in this game to keep track of and to try to remember that you don't actually interact with that many times. So it's easy to lose track of things. Well, I'll have to go back to Industrial Park at some point, but I won't do it yet. We'll have to go back everywhere, actually. So there's not really any hurry to go to any new areas. Scoot! Unfortunately, I believe Scoot was one of the people we had to go to, actually. Yeah. So we're gonna have to come all the way back out here at some point, too. But, we'll have to get the pickles first. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.